What's up, family? Man, I want to have a heart to heart with you guys. I got a comment from one of the subscribers, and man, I'm gonna read the comment and we're gonna talk about this. Okay. This is from Joker. Um, he wrote this comment a few days ago. Um, he wanted to ask me a couple questions in regards to speaking your truth, speaking your opinion. Um, Asked, would you mind talking about this? Because I lost a lot of connections where I was speaking my truth, especially with people I recognize. When I recognize they're being dishonest or delusional, and I called them out on it. Now we don't talk anymore. People somehow manage to make us feel guilty for speaking our truth or stating our point. Um, Maybe because of our past or some mistakes we made in the past. If you want to be a sign of hope and light, but at some point you got to have boundaries and speak what you have to say. And when people we want to share love with take it personal, it makes us feel guilty for it. Man, said a lot, said a lot. Um, and the trip is we're entitled to speaking your truth, speaking your truth. We have to understand something, family. We have to understand a lot. You know what I mean? We got to grow up. We have to come to the realization that everybody don't want to hear the truth. We live in a time and age where the great majority of people would much rather hear lies and bullshit as opposed to hearing the truth. People want to feel good about themselves. And when you tell them the truth about themselves, it makes them feel guilty. It makes them feel a whole lot of different things like, why the fuck are you telling me this? Or who the fuck do you think you are to be correcting me? And what do. And so people go on a whole bunch of different tangents because of their ego. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going to go somewhere. And so you got to understand that. Although you're entitled to speak your truth, understand other people don't have to accept and hear or embrace your truth just because that's your quote unquote truth. And first and foremost, we have to take a step back. And one of the things that God had to show me was, Elijah, there aren't 8 billion truths running around this planet. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. Elijah, you're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion, although it may be sound logically, it may not be what that person needs to hear at this time. Although you may have the right intentions of wanting to help people, learn to shut the fuck up. And that's a hard thing when we grow up and we start growing and healing. Man, we want to help everybody. Man, I got this knowledge, this understanding. Man, I had this epiphany. Man, I had this awakening moment. And da 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 da. And man, we're so gung ho. We're so zealous that want to help people and help people out of their turmoil and help people heal and get off of drugs and all this other stuff. And these motherfuckers don't want to change. And so what we do is, man, we turn people off from growth and development. We push people away from us because we're so happy and zealous. We want to change the world. And we think it's our personal mission to change the world. And I'm going to fix you. And that's not your fucking responsibility. That's not your job. Oh, we going somewhere. Stay with me. And so, first and foremost, I had to learn to shut the fuck up. Even though I had some knowledge, limited knowledge. Even though what I was saying was the truth, I had to learn to shut the fuck up. Just because it was the truth doesn't mean that it was meant to be shared with them at that time. The Bible and all the great books talks about casting your pearls before swine. And what they were saying, you got all this knowledge and wisdom, and you're wasting it on people that don't want to accept it. You're wasting your time and your energy with people that ain't trying to hear you. The Bible also says that, man, a prophet ain't received in his hometown. Same thing. What is that? Man, you grew up here. I know the dirt you did. Who the fuck are you to tell me how I'm supposed to be living my life? Who the fuck are you to try to tell me why I'm on drugs and how come I need to get off drugs and how come I need to stop having sex and how come I need to stop doing da 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 and why I should live? Who the fuck made you, God Almighty, to tell me how I'm supposed to live my life? What makes you so fucking righteous and pious that you can look down on me? Oh, we going there today. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And this is a problem that so many of us we we come across. You know what I mean? It's a part of growing up. It's a part of learning that, man, I gotta learn to shut the fuck up. Just because I'm entitled to my opinion, don't mean that I need to be spewing my opinion. One of the things that we run into with religious people a lot, especially the Christians in America, man, they're so gone, going, da, 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 and shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Go tell somebody else that stupid ass shit. That's not for me. And I'm not saying that the religion, Christianity is stupid and all that. I'm not trying to hear your fucking perspective of it. I don't give a fuck. If I didn't ask you your fucking opinion, that means I don't want to hear it. I said it again. And this is one of the hardest lessons God had to show me. If I don't ask you your opinion, then that means I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. Shut the fuck up. And that's hard because we got all this stuff bubbling over inside of us. And man, we just want to save the world and we want to and we learn to shut the fuck up. And see, here's the trick. When you're supposed to share something with somebody, God had put it on your heart to share it with somebody. And so many of us, we miss it because our ego is telling us to say all this shit. Ain't got shit to do with God. That's an ego trip. And so we go out and we're sharing all this information. And the people ain't receptive of it. The people ain't trying to hear it. Matter of fact, they turn against you and start attacking you and bringing up all your dirt and all the shit that you've done, all your imperfections. See, living this life ain't easy. Walking this journey, it ain't easy. It ain't for the weak of heart. It ain't for the faint. You got to have backbone over here. You got to have confidence over here. You got to know who you are over here. See, you can't just be a light worker, a healer, and beacon of hope and love and da da da, and not expect to get attacked. Because you're going to get attacked. You're going to have a whole lot of naysayers saying you ain't shit. You're going to have a whole lot of raggedy ass motherfuckers come attack you and say you curse too much and you wear crystals and you're the devil and you're a witchcraft and you're a harlot and all this other stupid ass shit to deflect from the fucking truth. You have all these people. Well, you don't have to curse to talk like this. And you don't have to curse to tell that. You go tell your story how the fuck you want to tell your story. And you leave me the fuck alone over here and let me do what I got to do over here. See, we want to tell people what to do. But then we don't want to, we want to get pissed when people tell us what to do. Let me say it again. We want to tell people how they're supposed to live. And then we get pissed and irate when people come back and tell us how we're supposed to live. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Some of us, God, source, universes, put it on our hearts to start talking to people. And because we've been so beat down in the past, and because people rejected us and invalidated and dismissed us, man, I ain't saying shit. Fuck these motherfuckers. Who am I to go out there and talk? Who am I to share this with somebody? And so we've lost our voice. We've lost our voice. See, I didn't want to do this video for all the people. I did. I didn't start making YouTube videos for the world, for humanity. I did. I didn't do this looking for a lot of subscribers and followers, and I didn't do it for that. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. I heard how people was making all this money. I didn't do it for that. I started my YouTube channel only because I wanted to be able to make videos so that my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids can have somewhere to go so that they can see me and hear me in my element and me passing down some of the knowledge and wisdom and understanding that I gained throughout my life, long after I'm gone, long after I died. I wanted them to be able to go to a place and like, that's dad. Man, to be able to hear his voice again. To be able to see him again. To be able to see him smiling again. To see him spitting all this shit. You know what I mean? That's dad. Long after I'm gone. That's the only reason why I started this channel. It wasn't to reach people in other parts of the world. It wasn't to help other people heal and grow. I didn't do it for none of that shit at all. So the question is, why do you want to share what you have? Why is it so important for you to get out there and start talking? See, when I started this, man, Kobe Bryant had just died that year. Chadwick Boseman, the guy that did Black Panther, had just died. I had a wife that died shortly before that of breast cancer. My brother died the year before my wife. So I had a lot of death around me. My father had just died. 4 of my great mentors in life had just passed away. And so death was swirling around me. And the thing that I didn't want to happen was for me to die with the knowledge and wisdom, understanding, and the stories and the experiences that I gained throughout my life without sharing that with my kids and my grandkids, without creating a place for my kids to go find that stuff. So that all that knowledge and understanding didn't go with me when I died. That's the only reason why I started this YouTube channel. That was it. Because of all the people around me, all the people that I admired, all the people that I respected was dying. And I didn't want to die without sharing my stuff with my loved ones. Why is it so important for you to share your knowledge, your wisdom, the things you've gained? See, you got to be careful because your ego will have you convinced, man, you're doing this for the world. Your ego will have you convinced that you putting yourself up on this pedestal and you're and it comes across as being self-righteous. It comes across as being arrogant. It comes across as you think you all that now. See, it's a hard thing to live this life because you got to grow the fuck up. Why are you doing it? What are your motives? Not the superficial shit. Well, I just want people to heal and I just want people to da. What are the subconscious thoughts behind it? I'm about the truth. Yeah, because you can want people to heal. You can want people to move beyond where they're at. That may be true, but it may also be very true that you have low self-esteem and you need the validation from other people. And so you say all this seeking validation, seeking acceptance, looking for people to think, oh man, this motherfucker's smart, this motherfucker's woke, this motherfucker's enlightened. This is a chosen one for real. See, because of your insecurities and your issues, you need that. And that's the truth of what truly drives you. So why you do what you do? To walk in this life, being a real chosen one, everybody said they chosen ones. Their life ain't reflective of shit that got to do with being a chosen one. Seeing you're a light worker, you're a healer, you're a child of God, you're a beacon of hope, a beacon of love. This ain't an easy path at all. And that the truth may be told, it's often a very lonely path. You're going to find yourself alone and rejected and abandoned. And you're going to feel unappreciated. You're going to feel, man, I sow and I pour out and nobody cares and nobody's validating me and nobody loves me. Nobody appreciates my effort and my energy and da 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 da. So the fuck what? You know what I mean? Get over it. Get over it. This ain't easy. It's not easy at all. So your heart has to be right. Your motives have to be right. Why are you doing it? Because the thing that I've learned, the more I help people, the more I help myself. Stay with me. What does that say? The more I sow into other people, the deeper God takes me. The more I sow into other people, the more God shows me my issue. The more I help and make these videos, the more I realize, damn, I got to go deeper. Damn, God, I wasn't expecting that. Damn, God, I wasn't expecting you to slap the shit out of me like that. I wasn't expecting you to make me look in the mirror and see this about me. So the more I talk, the more I see me. The more I talk and try to help others, the more I see my imperfections. The more my shit comes up. The more my issues come up. Being a beacon of hope and love doesn't make you perfect. It makes you vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable to walk this life. To walk this path, you got to be transparent and not give a fuck what anybody else say or think about you. And most people ain't secure enough within themselves to truly walk this path. Most people refuse to be an open book. Why? Because they're scared of getting hurt. They're scared of what motherfuckers gonna say about them. How people gonna see them. And so you really don't see and hear people really having these types of conversations. You don't really see and hear a whole lot of people keeping it real like this. Motherfuckers ain't trying to do this shit. I've made videos in the past with me crying on it. I didn't give a fuck. People say what the fuck they want to say about me. It don't matter. You got to know who the fuck you are and why you're here. The problem with, say, America right now, one of the many problems with America right now, is that we have so many people that think they know so much and they know so little. And they're talking all this shit about being a chosen one, enlightened, a rainbow warrior, a child of God, and da 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 da, and the list goes on and on and on, and they don't know shit. They don't know shit. You got to know who you are. You have to know who you are for real, for real. Because if you don't know who you are, you're going to get shown who you are. And people will tell you who they think you are. And if you don't know who you are, you're going to get confused and fucked up over it. Because you're going to have all the Christians attacking you and telling you that you ain't a man of God. You ain't a woman of God. Because you don't go to church, because you don't believe in this, because you dress like this, because you rock earrings, because you got on crystals, because you got tattoos, because you got because of whatever the fuck it is that goes against their stupid, ignorant ass religious beliefs, they're gonna attack you for it. And if you don't know who the fuck you are and what ground you stand on, you're gonna get knocked the fuck down. You're gonna lose your fucking mind. You're gonna lose yourself. You're gonna get caught up in the whirlwind of trying to impress other people and be accepted by other people. You're going to start sugarcoating shit. You're going to stop saying what needs to be said, and you're going to say what people want to hear. For the fame, for the love, for the subscribers. You better know who you are. You better know why you're doing what you're doing. You better know that you were called and chosen to do what you're doing. And that simple as sharing your version, your understanding of the truth. There's one truth. There's your version of it. There's your understanding of it. There's the way you express it. There's the way you live it. But there's not your truth, my truth, her truth, his truth, their truth, and all that. No, that's bullshit. That's some man-made shit. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. You're entitled to speak your opinion. They're entitled to reject your opinion. They're entitled to reject you as a spokesperson. So you had better know who you were. You had better understand without a shadow of a doubt why you're here. Because I promise you, the rejection and the hate you're going to get is going to overwhelm you. It's going to fuck you up. They're going to beat the shit out of you. They are. I had to learn. I'm not arguing with anybody. I'm not debating with anybody. People can believe whatever the fuck they want to believe. It's their life. It's their life. If they ask me for some knowledge or some understanding or my perspective about that, I'm going to share it. If they don't ask me, unless I feel the presence of God, unless my intuition. And that's another, we'll make a video about that. Learning to trust your intuition. Because that's so crucial. You got to know without a shadow of a doubt that you've been led by your intuition and not your ego. And most of us, the great majority of us, are led by our fucking ego. And that's why we get caught up in the bullshit. That's where we go wrong. Our intentions are right. Our intentions are pure. But we're led astray because of our ego. Because of our ego. And so when you're led by your intuition, you're going to say what needs to be said. And the person is going to sit there and be like, how the fuck do you know this shit? How the fuck do you know my life like this? You speak in my fucking language. You're fucking me up with the shit you telling me, because how do you know this shit about me? You never met me. And you're speaking my life. You're telling me every fucking thing I'm going through. And so the church folk can say, oh, you've been told by the devil. That's witchcraft. You're a warlock. You got to know who the fuck you are. You got to know who you're connected to. And so when you put in the work and you know how to trust your intuition, and your intuition is saying, speak this to this person. Your intuition is saying, say this. Make a video about this. A lot of people can attack you. But the people that need to hear it, the people that need to see what you just said or did, they're going to see it. And it's going to fuck them up. It's going to be life-changing for them. For the others, but you didn't come here for all the others. You didn't make it for all the others. You have to learn to trust your intuition. You got to know what your intuition is. That's going to be the next video, I believe. Trusting our intuition. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.